This is it, the final episode of the Swordsmith Village arc. Man, I'm hyped!
Yeah, partner, 70 minutes of pure awesomeness. More like 70 minutes of pure mid. I heard that, Thunder Boy. Let us have our fun. In fact, you don't even like this show nor the season so far. Why are you even here with us? Don't you think better to do than hate watch and trying to ruin it for others? Dropping shows and not being a jerk about shows you don't like is a thing. Ever heard of it? I'm not the kind of person who would drop a show, regardless of how bad it is, nor am I a hate watcher. And I'll have to be honest, the Entertainment District arc surprised me. Still not that great, but better than I expected, and an unexpected step up from Season 1. I won't hold my breath, but Season 3 could still surprise me with the season finale. Yeah, Daisuke never drops a show. He went through stuff like Promised Neverland Season 2 and Rent a Girlfriend. At this point, I'm pretty sure he won't drop anything just because it's unbearably bad, let alone if the show's mid. My friends, I got the popcorn. Popcorn? Nice! 70 minutes of pure awesomeness with high quality popcorn and a big screen instead of a box TV or laptop. Not that I ever minded those. And with 3 of my amigos. Perks of one of those said amigos having royal blood. Yes, I am a royal, and this is practically a movie theater within a house. But anyways, time to watch.
Hello, you all. You guys having another watch party? Sounds like a lot of fun. So, what will you guys watch? Puss in Boots 2, Across the Spider-Verse, Inside Out? Oh, so much good stuff to choose from!
We're watching the Demon Slayer Season 3 finale.
Oh, an episode on one of those action-fighting Japanese shows.
You guys brought body pillows, didn't you?
I don't care if you have royal connections. One more unfunny anime joke out of you and I'll eviscerate you with thousands of volts of electricity!
Whoa, looks like somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
It's best that you leave. I am not annoyed, I'm just saying this for your safety.
Got it. Have fun, you guys!
Time to watch. Well guys, we just finished the last episode of the Swordsmith Village arc. What did you all think of the overall arc? It was a fun arc, alright. The fights were great. 3 out of 10. The season was just bad. Come on, Daisuke! Did the season finale not change a thing for you? It didn't. All it did was end an upper moon fight, end an arc, and bring the plot to a new direction. Yeah, the fights were great in terms of animation, as expected from the show. The CGI was a little off-putting, but nothing worth complaining about, and doesn't deserve the hate. The pacing was just awful. The whole arc was just Tanjiro trying to talk to Haganezuka about getting a new sword after it seems that Tanjiro will never get a new sword from him ever again, after his third one getting either badly damaged or missing, and also interacting with new major characters that didn't get fleshed out properly. Then at the end of episode 3, the main villains attack the village, and now it's Tanjiro, Nezuko, and the 3 characters got more screen time versus the arc's main villains already, and that's the rest of the season. 2 big fights with the protagonists and underdeveloped characters. Not to mention, the main villains of the season were just generic, run-of-the-mill bad guys. At least the Entertainment District arc had something before the big Upper Moon fight and interesting villains. Overall, this arc wasn't good, and this was easily the worst season of the show so far. Just all style and no substance. Don't worry, partners. Pace is just one of them buzzwords that Daisuke blurts out to think he knows what he's talking about. In addition, not every villain needs a sad backstory to make it seem like a modern-day Shakespeare wrote them. Gyoko is a simple but entertaining and threatening villain, and was a good foil to Muichiro. Meanwhile, Tengu is used greatly for the message of the necessity of accountability and responsibility for your actions. He was a major villain who was evil as a human and evil as a demon, and the concept was done quite well. First of all, don't give me that pacing is a buzzword nonsense, Weston. Pacing is a real thing and you know it. Bad pacing is an objective problem that this arc has, which makes me think that this arc wasn't well executed. Second, about the villains you mentioned, they were bland and generic because there was barely any proper info given about them. Not even subtle hints outside of the manga or anime. Gyoko was shown as a generic, egomaniacal villain, and any subtle hints on Hategu's characterization was a fake out to set up what seems to be connecting to a theme of the show, and was a total missed opportunity. We could have had a complex villain when he said his stuff on hurting the weak being a bad thing line. But no, we get this basic black and white narrative instead. They could have made him a demon who only kills criminals, tries to be a vigilante as a demon. My goodness, Koyoharu Gotoge come off as such a hack at times. Come on, brother, this was her first big manga for a big company. Do you honestly expect her to have a near-perfect masterpiece in her first attempt, and that she's a hack writer if she doesn't deliver one? I do expect a masterpiece if people hype up the product as such, even though it's clearly not, and this season's bad writing shows. And FYI, I was never calling Gotoge a hack. I'm saying that she comes off as one. There's a difference. And besides, it's not even Gotoge's fault. The toxic fans who hype Demon Slayer up as peak fiction are the ones to blame. Gotoge has a lot of potential as a writer. She can definitely learn from her mistakes to create a better work of fiction in the future. Maybe even an actual masterpiece. In the meantime, I am glad that Oshinoko, an actual masterpiece, is given more love, praise, and recognition this season out of all the spring 2023 anime. In fact, I would give a higher score to the Megumin spin-off than this season. And I don't even like Konosuba nor Megumin as a character. Unnecessary Konosuba hate aside, I won't deny that this arc does have questionable decisions. For example, I find it head-tilting that Zenitsu and Inosuke were absent throughout the whole arc. Their dynamic with Tanjiro and each other is absolutely endearing and one of the best parts of the whole show. Would have loved to see those three together again after the previous arc, maybe even show more of how those two are doing while Tanjiro is doing his thing. As much as the latter idea would be very interesting, I can excuse their absence. Gotoge probably wrote the arc like that just so there can be more time and potential for interaction with Muichiro, Genya, and most importantly, best girl Mitsuri. The potential for interactions and proper character development Gotoge didn't bother to take advantage of when she wrote the manga, and it shows! They need more screen time with more moments that are not as action-packed, like what the first half of the Entertainment District arc did with Tengen. Instead, what we got were three underdeveloped characters that were hard carried by flashbacks, and I had little care for any major character within the arc besides the main duo. Gyu and Tengen were better written and more fleshed out in the respective seasons than all the three characters that got more screen time this season. By the way, besides the flashback showing her characterization, I can tell that there are a few reasons why you like Mitsuri so much, Micah. One hot and steamy reason, along with two big and soft reasons, I should say. Oh, shut up, and FYI, Mitsuri's got more going for her besides looks. Easily the best girl. Nah man, Mitsuri's cute and all, but Shinobu's still the best girl. She's got beauty, brains, charm, and ferocity in battle. Man, that woman is intoxicating if you get what I mean. I will not talk about this with you people! Also, Sheriff, that pun was awful. Okay, let's just change the topic. So on a scale of 0 to 10, what score would you guys give this season? I would say 8. Enduring beginning, amazing ending, Muichiro vs. Gyoko was great, and the Tengu fight was pretty good, although it could have been better. I prefer the fight against Gyutaro and Daki. Also, Mitsuru and Genya could have been better developed, but they were still good characters overall. It was still enjoyable and intense, so an 8 out of 10 seems fair. Like I said, 3 out of 10. Worst arc so far. Pacing was trash, the 5 main heroes were all bland, underdeveloped, or both. The main villain sucked, the fights were interesting but not much else, just all style and no substance. The finale was good but also disappointing at the same time. I shouldn't even be surprised, Mr. Bad Opinions. First you say Mugen Train is only a 6. Wait, you what?! Yes, I said it. Mugen Train is only a 6 out of 10. The amazing fights against Enmu and Akaza, Tanjiro snapping out of his dream, Inosuke's characterization throughout the whole movie, Zenitsu saving Nezuko, Rengoku's death, that was all in the movie! How is that only a 6?! As a standalone movie, it fails, and it is carried by the fact that it is meant to be part of an overarching story, because Akaza felt shoehorned in for the sake of trying to kill off Rengoku, in hopes of pulling our heartstrings for a grand finale to the movie. They should have removed all the Akaza stuff and saved it for another arc, or established Akaza's presence during the movie, not during the next arc. And about Rengoku, I'll say this. Kyojudo Rengoku is one of the most overrated characters in fiction. That's right, I just said it. I'm not sure why Shaft loves that guy so much. Another hot take, he could be a much more interesting character if he chose to accept Akaza's offer to be a demon and become a main antagonist. Such a shock could take the story to new heights, new twists and turns get introduced, and make the manga and the show much deeper, complex, and better than it already is. He's burning the kitchen with them bad opinions, partners. Oh, shut up! He was carried by a backstory in his fight with Akaza and died from it. Besides that, he's beyond generic! We aren't even talking about the Swordsmith Village arc anymore! Micah's right, let's get back on topic. Daisuke says 3, I said 8. Micah, Weston, your thoughts? I would also say 8. It's not perfect and it's a step down from Season 2, but I had a lot of fun with it. I'll put it above Season 1, but below everything else. Honestly, I'd have to say 9 out of 10. Fights were awesome, characters were enjoyable, and my goodness, that ending was amazing. Nezuko being willing to sacrifice herself in hopes that Tanjiro kills a Tengu and saves those villagers was absolutely bittersweet. Tanjiro killing a Tengu and later realizing that Nezuko is still alive was the most satisfying victory in the whole series thus far. Lots to love about the season. In fact, I would say this was the best season. Not better than Mugen Train though. That 10 out of 10 masterpiece, just way too good. Okay, that totals up to 28, or a 7 out of 10 then, since Daisuke didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't. But at the end of the day, my friends, despite the pot shots, we still respect each other's opinions on the season and the show in general. Also, can we agree that the OP is amazing, right? I agree with both statements, Micah. And yes, the OP is definitely the best one of the bunch. 100%, partners. I may agree with you on the OP and respecting opinions thing, but I don't want to trash you guys for liking what you like. Even though my taste in anime is superior. Ho ho ho. Nah, your taste is mid. You're mid.